Hello everyone, my name is Mike and I'm down here at the drum set right next to the furnace. I thought I was about to shut off, but no such luck. What we're here to discuss today is noise reduction strategies for a drum set. Like a lot of you, you enjoy playing the drums, you enjoy playing them hard, you enjoy playing them loud, but you've got family members elsewhere in the house. I've got family members right above me. I'm down here in the dingy old basement. So what do I do? This would be the standard tom before any kind of noise reduction. Here's what this is going to sound like. It's pretty darn loud. Now, that's the that's the control tom, so to speak, for this experiment. There's the control, and then there's the experiment. So for many years, I've been using these Vic Firth noise reduction drum head pads, drum mutes, I think they call them. And I have them on including on this drum as well, but I took that one off just for contrast, so check out the difference. Unbelievable. These pads take it down by about 75 or 80%. That's just my untrained ear telling you what I think it is. But it works great. It keeps the noise down enormously. Now you can also get these pads for the cymbals. As you can see here, like I said, I've had these pads for about 10 years. They've got plenty of wear, but I'm sure I could get easily another 10 years out of them. And I play them hard and often. I have lots of good things to say about these Vic Firth drum mutes or drum pads, whatever you want to call them. So here's what is. Oh, pardon me, I'm just getting over a cold. So here's a standard crash without any kind of muting. Okay, and then here's with the Vic Firth drum mute. It just kind of a dull sound. It's not very loud. So I go back and forth as far as the cymbals. You know, the Vic Firth set comes with 3 of these neoprene pads, and they work great. But sometimes I just don't like the sound of that, so I take them off and I just hit the cymbals a little less hard. So that's another strategy as well, because I like the natural sound of cymbals, but yeah, it can be loud. The thing we have going for us as drummers with cymbals is the higher frequencies tend to not carry like the low frequencies do. And I'll give you an example of that. Have you ever been listening to the neighbor's music and it's driving you crazy and you hear the thump, 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 thump? Well, the reason you're hearing that thump, thump, thump is the high frequencies of they pretty much stop at the first thing they hit. They don't carry a great distance, the high frequencies, but it's the low frequencies, the bass frequencies, that really carry. That's why when you're hearing someone's annoying music off in a distance, you're hearing the thump, thump. You're not getting the high end, you're getting the low end. So if you just play your cymbals a little softer than you normally might, it might be enough just to take the edge off. Another strategy is this. These rubber tips that go on the end of a drumstick made by Tama. I love these, especially for the ride cymbal and the hi-hats. I'll give you an example. Here's with the butt of the stick on the ride. And here's with the rubber tip. Really takes the noise down. Same with the hi-hat. Versus with the wood tip. So that's my strategy. Now, a couple of things. I'm not going to quite say they're negatives about these Vic Firth drum mute pads, but they do tend to squirm a little on me, especially the first tom and the snare. And by the way, these come in a standard set with a 22-inch, trying to see if there's light down there, a 22-inch bass drum mute, 14-inch snare, 12, 13, 16-inch toms, and then 3 of the cymbal mutes. So you can buy that whole set, I don't know, $60, $70, something like that on eBay. In fact, take a look in the description of this video. I'll have a link both to these pads as well as to these rubber tips, these Tama rubber tips. But back to the squirming issue, you may have noticed this little Velcro strip here on the drum head. I have that as well as a matching one on the bottom side of the drum mute, and that keeps it in place. There's Velcro underneath each of these drum mutes as well as the bass pedal or the bass drum mute, and it does a pretty good job of keeping them in place. Every once in a while the adhesive will kind of expire, if you will, and I have to redo the Velcro strips, but I just buy a big box of them at Walmart, and every so often I'll cut a piece off and put it on there, and they're good, and they keep them in place for another month or two. Every month, 2-3 months, I have to change the Velcro. That's playing daily, long and hard daily. The other thing is when I do take the pads off to play for real, there is a slight period of adjustment. To play like on a normal head versus these. If I've been playing on these for a month or two and go back to a normal drum head, it takes me maybe 10 minutes or so to adjust to the different rebound of a normal drum head. I don't find it a big deal if I don't play out, I don't play live or anything like that, but if I did, I would just take them off and practice for an hour or so and get my kind of groove back on normal drum heads, because there's a slight difference in the rebound, and then I'd be good to go to play any kind of gig or whatever I wanted to do without the pads. So that's pretty much it. I've got really positive things to say about these Vic Firth drum mutes, these drum pads. And if you're curious about these, like to buy yourself a set, click on the link in the description below. It'll take you to a search on eBay where you can find yourself some. In future installments, I will be reviewing some of these cymbals. I've got a really nice Zildjian Crash, a Z Custom Crash, a Sabian AAX Ride. The rest of these cymbals are Peisty 302s. They get the job done, but they're nothing to write home about or get excited about. But they're certainly, good. They get the job done, Then I've got some pearl stands, some high-end pearl stands over here, and I've got this is a Yamaha set, and for Christmas I got this Yamaha boom stand that goes into the tom mount. I love it because I've had this 10-inch splash for quite a few years, no place to put it. So now I have a place to put it. And then of course this stand here is just a crappy old boom stand, and it's got a lot of wear. If I were to pick it up by this part right here, it would come out of there and the whole thing would come apart. So it's kind of crappy. The hi-hat stand's pretty darn good quality. The pedals, I've got a pair of DW7000. And finally, at the end of this video, the furnace goes off. Finally, some peace and quiet. DW7000 double pedal. I don't use those a whole lot, but maybe we'll talk about that in another video. Anyway, we're getting into 8.5 minutes here. I thank you for watching this. And if you're looking to take the edge off the noise factor on your drums, give these drum mutes by Vic Firth some serious consideration. I've had these about 10 years, and I think they get another 10 years in them. Plenty of wear, they're well used and well broken in, but they're still going strong. I'm sure I could get another 5 to 10 years out of them easy. And then also these rubber tips by Tama. There'll be a link to this item in the description as well if you'd like to check those out. They just slide over the tip of the drumstick like a like a condom. Yeah, it is what it is, my friends. And it really takes the edge off the ride cymbal. Quite a difference. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have yourself a great and percussive day.